Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning, everyone. So I would like to welcome you in our today talk, FKI monthly seminar series on computing and informatics, volume 6. So our title today is Navigating the Landscape of the Postgraduate Supervision. I would like to welcome Prof. Rozaida Ghazali. She is a professor at Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, University Town Hussein on Malaysia, UTHM. So firstly, please let me introduce briefly our speaker today. Prof. Rozaida Ghazali is a professor at Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, UTHM, and she is one of the founding members of the faculty. Prof. Rozaida is currently a principal researcher at the Soft Computing and Data Mining Research Center, UTHM. Her research endeavors have been fruitful with more than 200 refereed papers published in the top-tier journals and conferences. Aside from her research, Prof. Rozaida has provided successful mentorship and supervision to more than 25 PhD and master students, guiding them to successfully complete their degrees. She has also served as an editor for the renewed Springer book series, reviewers for reputable journals and conferences. Prof. Rozaida expertise has been recognized by her appointment as a panelist for Meira, MyQuest, panelist for academic formation at various local and international universities, and MOHI as well as a research grants and postgraduate external seminar. She has also led 20 research projects as principal investigator and more than 14 as a project member under international and external schemes. Furthermore, Prof. Rozaida has actively engaged in international academic exchange and networking activities, fostering collaboration between UTHM and esteemed universities worldwide, including those in New Zealand, Turkey, China, Sudan, Bangladesh, and Indonesia. So I would like to welcome Prof. Rozaida once again, and I will pass the floor for her to give our talk. Prof. Rozaida.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ashraf. So I can share my slide now.
Yes, please.
Can you see the slide?
Yes, clear.
Okay, my voice is also clear?
Yes, clear, Prof.
All right, thank you, good. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone and to Muslim Ramadan Kareem. First of all, I would like to thank to FKI, Faculty of Computing and Informatics, UMS, for inviting me to this talk series, and especially to Dr. Ashraf for arranging and approaching me. For everyone's information, I have known Dr. Ashraf like I think 5-6 years back when I visited Sudan that time for academic visit. So Dr. Ashraf have helped me a lot and my colleague to engage and visited some universities in Khartoum, and I have to say that I really like eating mutton there, Dr. Ashraf. And I hope to go again to Sudan. I really like my experience there. Okay. For the talk today, the title is Navigating the Landscape of Postgraduate Supervision. Okay, I hope that all of you here will gain some knowledge and benefit from this talk. And what I'll be presenting today, the contents of this presentation, some of them from my own practice and experience in supervising my research student. Some contents here also based on the best practice by other supervisors, and some from suggested reading that suggested from some readings that I did. Okay. All right. Here are the outlines of my talk today. I'll try to finish it within 45 to 1 hour, the time given to me. So these are the outlines. Okay. What is a research supervisor? Firstly, okay, SB, research supervisor, is the key person in a student's graduate degree program, and he or she should always be available. Okay, should always be available to help their students at every stage of their research. Well, I mean every stage here is not like available every day, but available at every important stage in conducting research. For example, in formulating their research background, formulating their research problem, research objective, scope. That is very important stage in their PhD or master study. And then through establishing the method they want to do in the stage of data preparation, model development, discussing the results, and then publication of some articles and thesis writing, and lastly to viva voce. So these are the important stage that we as a supervisor should always be available to our student. And we also have to ensure that our student, their work, okay, meets the standard of postgraduate thesis. If they do master, the substance and contents of the thesis should be of the standard of the academic discipline they did. Okay, so in short, supervision here means assist in formulating the student's research direction, help the student to decide what method, okay, what technique they will use, and help the student to evaluate their results, and whether the result is okay or not, or you need to, or telling the student you need to fine tune again your model until you get good results, or you can stop there. And also need to ensure that the students' work meets the necessary standards. Okay, that is basically the definition of a supervisor. Meanwhile, a good supervisor, what is a good supervisor? A good supervisor normally has a good track record of supervising a number of PhD students through uh, through to completion until they can grad the student. Okay, and a good supervisor also should have a strong publication record and always active in their research field. Okay, sometimes we see some senior supervisors, they are no longer active in their field, they don't have any branch and so on. So a good supervisor should always active in the research field, all right, and has sufficient time to provide adequate supervision to the student, and genuinely interested in the topic the student choose. Okay, supervisor must also show their interest in the topic, and therefore they can provide a good mentorship and can give a supportive can provide a supportive personality to the student. Okay, so the role of supervisor here is very, very important, as we know that when the student write their thesis, they will acknowledge us, you know, in one special section called acknowledgement. Okay, they will write on name, they will write good things about the supervisor. Okay, so it is important for us whether the student pick us themselves or the faculty have assigned us to supervise the student. No matter what, once we be the supervisor, we need to execute the role as a supervisor to the best that we can. Okay. Now, okay, these are my grade supervisors. Okay. Uh, this is my master supervisors. Allah Yarham, Prof. Siti Mariam, and these are my PhD supervisors. She is the main one. Okay. My point here when I show I show them, my point is that uh, I observe that the way we as a supervisor, the way we supervise a student, normally we try to imitate and copy the style of the way our supervisor supervised us. Okay. It can be in form of the way we schedule, we set up meeting with the student, the way we set the deliverables and milestone the student, the way we give feedback to the student. All those things normally we tend to copy the style of when we did our PhD last time, the style we have been supervised. Okay, so now is our time to supervise our student, and it's time to show our student a very good example so that we can be their model. Their model when they finish their PhD, they will supervise their own student. They will try to copy all the good things about our style. Okay. Okay. Supervision approach. There are some approach of supervision. Okay. First thing first is the first start is to let the student to find their research journey themselves. Okay. Obviously this is not recommended, to do it this way, because if we be a supervisor like this, will be a high possibility we will let the student loose, without any enough sufficient guidance and direction. All right. The second way is giving a full attention and hands-on direction to students. It's like spoon feeding way, where as we give all, for example, as we give all the materials, okay, to the student to study. Let's say, here I give you one folder of articles, journals, papers. Just read this. Just read this. I made this for you already. Okay, so that is not good. If we do it that way, so we will not give away a chance to the student to do literature search themselves. Okay, there is also a skill where the students should study, on how to do literature search and so on. Okay, we can provide the student with some important article to read, but not like giving one folder for them to read. Okay, that is like spoon-fed process. And the third one is the best, which is the combination of different approaches or style. Okay, and again, this all this style depends on the student's ability. Okay, and we cannot treat all the students same, because every student they have different capability, which I will explain later. Uh, you can hear my voice clearly, right? No interruption. Please let me know if the line is breaking or what.
Yes, Prof. Yes, it's
Oh,
clear.
good. Okay. So second thing is about getting research student. Okay, getting research student to young lecturer, especially those who just finished their PhD. Maybe some of you will struggle to get your first student. Okay, uh, maybe some of you here have many students already. Maybe some like zero student. Okay, so I believe it's a bit hard, difficult, to struggle to get student, and it's not easy, right? Okay. What I did during my time here, she is my first master student, and he is my first PhD student. When I just finished my PhD, like 17 years ago. So when I came back to the faculty, I don't have students as well. But I was lucky because I got a research grant that time, research grant by the university to young lecturers who just finished their PhD. Maybe UMS also have that kind of scheme. Okay, so once I got that small scholarship actually, I still could not get student because no one knows me. Okay, no one knows me that time, like 17 years back. The website of the faculty is also not really good, not really informative. No information about potential supervisors, no information about experts in the faculty, and so on. So what I did was I go to this one of admin staff at the faculty, one of these admin staff. I asked her, could you please help me? Could you please send me a list of our students who are now doing internship, okay, and their CPAs as well. So I got those lists, okay, students are now at internship and with their CPA. So I sort them out. So I make a call. I ring each of them who got CPA 3.0 above. Okay, I call one by one. Okay, that day. And of course, not everyone pick up my call. Okay, is maybe like half. Okay, half pick up, half they pick up. And those who pick up my call, most of them not interested. Okay, because they, of course, they're doing internship and they want to quickly get job and got pay. And out of all that I contacted, she was the one who accept my offer. So that was my story. She was my first student, and after she finished her master, she also pursued her PhD under me. Okay, and this guy, Dr. Habib, he just knocked my door one day, looking for supervisor. I was lucky also. All right, Alhamdulillah. So to every one of you, once you got your first student, okay, please take care of them. It's like your first baby, your first project. Take care of them, supervise them at your very best. Because if they are happy with your style, with your supervision, they will tell their friends, words spread through mouth, words of mouth. Okay, before they finish their study, before they finish their master and PhD, they will bring friends, do PhD or master under you. So words of mouth is very important. So that's how I keep getting students, by their recommendation. All right, and of course, as I said just now, research grant is also important, and I know research grant is also not easy to get. And I think the easiest one at internet at national level is FRGS, okay, because they have a huge amount of budget. Uh, but of course, not every time you try FRGS, you can get accepted. I have a friend of mine also, my colleague, who have tried like 6 or 7 times in a row, failed to get FRGS, and then the last one, like the 7th time, she got it. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell here, do not give up. If you apply FRGS and if it were rejected, please improve it. Try to get a one-to-one coach or consultation from your colleague or from any other colleague or any other experienced researcher who is the panel at KPT, FRGS panel at KPT. So they know the
Prof?
yes, yes.
Okay, so we miss your voice for a while, but please continue.
Okay, all right. Apart from research grant, your research profile is also important. I mean, like Google Scholar profile, Scopus profile, and profile in the faculty's website. And faculty also need to help the staff to promote the staff through the website and any other mediums. Now you can hear me?
Yes, Prof. Yes.
Okay, all right. So these are some of my students that have graduated already. Okay, all of them here, each and every one of them, they have their own different and unique research journey. Okay, as I said many times, every student have different capability, different strength and weakness. Okay, after when you have student, after a few first meeting, okay, in their first semester, after a few first meeting, we can tell already, we can identify this is grade A student, this is grade B student, this is grade C student. Okay, after after first few meeting, we can tell. So knowing their capability, grade A, grade B, grade C, we need to treat them, supervise them differently in a unique way. All right. We cannot supervise grade A student same as grade C student. Okay. And of course, for grade C student, the student need to work harder, not just the student. We as supervisor need to give more effort, okay, to supervise grade C student. Okay, I hope you know what I mean. Okay, so we need to identify their strength and weakness in this case. So this is we as supervisor and the student. Okay, the student and us. How can we help them to get there? Okay, you see here a very complex path and journey they will follow for the 2 or 3 or 4 years in their research study, and we and the student going to spend hundreds of hours together in executing the research. So in that case, we really need to try make things easy to the student. Okay, try to make things easy to the student, and some of them are very quick learners. Some of them is a bit slower. Some of them are very good at programming. Some are good at writing, thesis writing, but weak in programming. And some of them they have a very smooth journey in the first semester in formulating their research gaps, research direction, and so on. Some they got stuck, to find out their research objective, their gap, they got stuck. Like after 1 year, they're still not sure with that. Some got stuck with the coding, some smooth in the coding, some got stuck in the result. The code is okay, but the results happen that bad performance, huge error, and so on. And some got stuck in data collection. They cannot get sufficient and enough data. So you see, every student they have a different difficult and easy stage in their PhD study. And also we as a supervisor, we also need to get to know our student. We can try to do some background check, okay, to know them whether they are married, whether they have kids or not, how about their financial status, are they self-funded, do they still have parents, are their parents okay. Okay, sometimes, of course, we have a gap. We are the supervisor and they are students, but sometimes we can treat them as a father or mother, sister or brother, okay? Especially when they have issues or problems. Try to bond with them, not just as a supervisor, but also sometimes we need to bond as a friend, okay? Now comes to an ideal research topic. I have 3 models here, proposal A, proposal B, proposal C. Okay, this is supervisors in expertise, what we are experts in, and this is what the student interested in. Okay, for the first model, the proposal that the student show us, submit to us, not within our expert area. Okay, so will we enjoy the supervision? No, we will not enjoy this. If a student come to you with this model, please do not accept it. Okay, because it's not our area. You cannot give a good feedback, good direction if it's not in our area. Okay, we cannot say it doesn't matter. I can read, I can study. No, if this is the case, please pass the student to your friend or to your other colleagues or researchers. Model B. Model B, the proposal is within our expert area, but the student do not feel interest at all in that proposal. Example of this is when we have research grant. Okay, we have a research grant on a specific topic, and then we have the student who want to do under this project, but he or she do not feel interested in the topic. Okay, do not take him. Okay, because you're going to fund him. Okay, you're going to pay him the allowance, but he's not interested in that topic, so do not take the student. Okay, you cannot supervise the student like that. And then the best choice is like this, okay? The proposal should be within your expert area and also the student's interest, okay? And once you've got a student, to help the student to quickly settle with the topic, you can guide them. For example, okay, for example, my research area is in deep learning, okay, machine learning and deep learning. So when I got a new student, I did not say like my area is machine learning. Just go and explore and study anything you want to do in machine learning on whatever application domain. No, I will not do that. If I do that, the student will take maybe more than one semester to figure out what he or she wanted to do. So what I always do, I give them an options. For example, okay, choose either you want to work on deep learning, or you want to work on other machine learning, like or you want to work on random forest, or you want to work on SVM, for example, support vector machine. I want you to go back and study this, explore this. Okay, do a good literature search on these three algorithms, for example, and I also suggest them option for application domain. And you can also study. I want you to study and explore whether you want to apply this model on, for example, pattern recognition, or on image processing, or on time series prediction, or optimization. So give them options so it can speed up their process in settling down which topic they want to pursue. Okay. Next is a research timeline. Okay, this is what I have. I made this structure myself, so I always discuss this with my first semester student when they just joined. So this is for PhD structure. I also have similar structure for master, but for this talk, I just shared for PhD. Okay. Uh, for us as supervisor, this is also good for us to always check, okay, the progress of our student, whether they are on track or not. Okay, as you can see here, in the first semester, first year, the student will obviously do a lot of reading. Okay, um, literature review and semester 1 and semester 2. Okay, they need to do a lot of reading, and they need to take research methodology class. Okay, if they already take RM class in their master, I sometimes encourage the students to take again in their PhD, because sometimes they tend to forget what they have learned, right? So if the student is smart enough and quick learner, in semester 1, they can already identify and formulate their research background, problem statement, research gaps, objective, and scope. These are the most important, part that they need to clearly understand and confirm, in the first semester. Once the student is confirmed with this, I will ask the student to defend your proposal. Okay, I'm not sure about UMS, but in my university, it's compulsory. I think almost similar in all other universities. So I will always encourage the student defend your proposal in semester 1. Okay, if because we as a provider, we can tell whether the student ready or not. If they are not ready, do not force them to defend. Okay, wait to the next semester. But if they are ready, everything is okay, defend in the first semester, and normally no publication in the first semester. All right. In the second semester, continue with the literature review, and they should start with data preparation. Okay, data preparation, data collection, and so on. Okay. In the area of ICT research, okay, IT or computer science research, I encourage students to use secondary data. Okay, so it can speed up the process. If you use primary data, you will start with many procedures, to get data from local authority and so on. Unless if the student run the project under our research grant, where we need to get data from certain officers, certain authority, then they have to use primary data. If not, if not related to research grant, I would always suggest to use secondary data. Okay, so Data preparation should be started in the second semester, and that if they didn't defend in the first semester, they have to defend it in the second semester. If they cannot, then they will not GOT. They cannot get it on time. If they cannot get it, the proposal defend in the second semester. Publication SLR. What is SLR? Systematic Literature Review Paper. This is not like a simple paper, review paper you submit to a conference. Okay, this is a full-length SLR paper which I encourage students to submit to WAS journal. Depend on the student's strength and ability. Not all my students do this. Okay, we need to figure out, okay, the capability of the student. What good about SLR paper? If the student publish one SLR paper in a good journal, outstanding journal, let's say Q1 or Q2, that paper can easily got a very fast and quick high citation. Okay, because normally a new when someone embark in research, they will try to find a very strong SLR paper to read, because SLR paper, you know, it provides it provides a systematically evaluation, synthesis, and on the existing literatures, okay, on a specific topic, and it involves a very structured process of searching, selecting, evaluating, and summarizing relevant studies from various sources on specific topics. So normally the aim of SLR paper is actually to provide a very comprehensive review and the of the current state of knowledge, okay, to the readers on certain subject. So that's why it's very helpful for someone to read a very good, strong SLR paper. Okay, so if your student manage to write this, then they can write SLR paper here, or they can also write SLR paper in the next semester. Okay, in SEM 3, they should start with the model development. They should start with the coding already, SEM 3. And this is where the experimentation starts also. And they should have achieved objective 1 here. So we always need to check whether the student is on track or not. They should achieve objective 1 in the third semester. And I also encourage my students to publish based on objective. Once they have achieved objective 1, publish one paper. Okay, and then year 2, semester 4, of course, model development will not finish in one semester. Continue with the experiment. Here you got many results already. They can start doing the analysis of the results. Hopefully by this semester they have achieved objective 2, and then another publication. And then SEM 5, they should have finished, okay, the model development, and then continue with the analysis of results. Here they should start with the thesis writing, okay, because writing is not easy. Okay, it needs skills also. We should encourage them to start writing earlier in SEM 5, and they should already achieve objective 3 here. And here also, do it parallel, thesis writing and also publication. They can publish their objective 3, or they can also start writing a full-length WAS paper, okay? Any Q1 or Q4 paper until Q4 paper. And then in the final semester, continue with the results, complete. Okay, this is a serious writing. Okay, semester 5 and 6 involve a very serious thesis writing. They should finish everything here. Once they submit their thesis to postgraduate school or postgraduate office, while waiting for the Viva voucher, you can help your student to apply for IP or copyright. Copyright is easy. Copyright will take, like, you just need to fill out a simple form, submit to the research management office. It will take like just a few months to get the copyright. It's easy. One thesis you can get at least one copyright. Okay, and then thesis submission. So again, while waiting for the Viva, the student can write 1 or 2 more papers. Okay, but again, please remember, it depends on the student's strength. I found that my students, some of them, they are very good at paper writing. They love to write papers. So I will always encourage them. Like they can write in 1 month maybe 2 papers, because they love writing. So in that case, you cannot stop them. But make sure the thesis is the most priority. Okay, I will not force my students to write a paper unless they have to fulfill the requirement by the university. In UTHM, they are required to publish 2 papers before Viva. So we need to make sure they achieve that one first, and then the priority is their thesis. Unless if they love writing, they want to write more, then you can encourage them. Okay. And remember here you need to submit the thesis early. Encourage them to submit thesis early, because as we know, the process at the postgraduate office also will take some time. Normally, if they submit this month, maybe the viva will take place in another 3 or 4 months. Okay, so and this may be not the ideal plan to everyone. Okay, but excellent student, they can follow this, right? So because we don't know, every student, they have different background. Sometimes family matters come into the middle of their studies. Okay, family loss, okay, financial problem, okay, and also it depends on their attitude as well. Okay, their seriousness, their commitment, and their discipline. Okay, these are roles of supervisors. Okay, as an educator, as a coach, as a counselor, as a sponsor, which we don't like this to be a sponsor, and as a director. So what are these? Okay, as an educator is actually in the first semester when they enroll, we need to educate them a lot. Okay, we need to educate them a lot. Maybe like giving them a short tutorial on a special topic. Like we teach in our class. Maybe like 1 or 2 hours in a week, to speed up their process in understanding that topic. Okay, that discipline or that algorithm, certain algorithm or technique. You can give like 1 hour a short tutorial. And then we also need to educate them with the procedures at the faculty, at the university, at the postgraduate level. I know that all the students, they have been briefed by the faculty when they first entered the university. Faculty will brief them on all these procedures. Okay, but student always forget. My student as well, they always forget, and we need to remind them again and again. So we need to educate them again and again about this procedure, publication procedure, registration procedure. So we as a supervisor, we need to be aware of all these procedures as well. Okay, and uh, for first year student, of course, we need to educate more. And then when it comes to their second, third year, of course, they become more mature, and they don't have to rely much on us anymore. And then coaching. Uh, when being a coach, we need to be their number one mentor. Okay, number one mentor, and their number one. I mean, we need to be their first model. Okay, so you will be coaching a student whenever you explaining things to them, encouraging, planning, advising. There's a process of coaching. Okay, so we need to coach them from the problem formulation, data preparation, experimentation analysis, and thesis writing. All those is about coaching. So this whole process will take from the first day until the uh, last day of them in the university. The coaching will continue. The next one is to be as a counselor. So especially when they have problems. Okay, when they have problems, which we can see that it can impact their performance in when the times come, as we need to take further action. Okay, maybe we can bring them for a tea talk, bring them to a lunch. Okay, talk openly, understand them, be like the mother or father, try to persuade them, because sometimes they feel give up, they want to quit study. Okay, try to give them a very friendly and like a family advice. Yeah, so things happen, to some students, where you have to be a counselor to them. And next one is to be a sponsor. Okay, so we don't want to be sponsored. I also teach research methodology class. I always remind the student, do not ask uh, money from your supervisor. I tell all students in my university, do not ask money from your supervisor. Your supervisor is not a sponsor. Okay, make sure you have enough plan of your financial from the first semester until your final semester. But when I give a talk to supervisor, I just remind a supervisor sometimes, okay, in the case of emergency, sometimes we have to be their sponsor. Let's say if they ask to borrow money, they are facing some very difficult time. That time they need to borrow some money from us, 500, for example. If we cannot give the 500, at least give some. Do not like say I don't have any money. Okay, they will say what, they will not trust that. Okay, if they ask 500, maybe you can give at least 100 or 200. Let them borrow. And sometimes it happened that they didn't pay back. Okay, it's normal. They didn't pay back. All right. Okay. Last one is be a director. What does this mean? If if uh, if we educate them, we coach them, we counsel them, still doesn't work, then we have to direct them. Okay, we just do this. They must do this. Okay, because we have follow all these other rules. They don't follow, then you have to direct them. Okay. Next is a good supervisor attributes. What are the attributes of good supervisor? We should always be available and reachable. We should have an interest in the research topic. We should create opportunities and being resourceful to the student. Have a good personal qualities, professional qualities, academic knowledge, and we need to supervise. Okay, remember, not everyone um, supervise their student like a supervisor. Okay, so we'll see this. The first one, available and reachable. Okay, especially on urgent matters. Sometimes the students come, they WhatsApp or email us. They really wanted to get our signature, and so we urgent signature, we need to attend them. Okay, let's say signature to for registration or to defer or to get a scholarship. Okay, or to get some advice from us. Okay, and then we also need to always reply to the email and WhatsApp. Don't let them wait, for our reply, and ready for any reasonable help, like I said just now, about money, about advice, and so on. Other than their friend, we are also their PA, like personal academy advisor, and also sometimes have to be their friend, have to be their lecturer, and sometimes SB is the first person they will seek for help. And then a good supervisor attribute also, we should have a strong research interest in the topic. We should have the same passion as theirs. Okay, we want the student to show passion. We also need to show the same passion. Every time when they come and meet us, okay, in the office, show that we are interested, in their research. Okay, because it's our research as well. Because our name is printed in the thesis. It's our research as well. We are responsible in the research. For example, let's say they come to office, they say, "Oh, Prof, I got my first paper accepted in this journal." let's say let's say you have already many journals published under other students. So to you, maybe it's not new, but to that student, the first paper published is like he got a new car, for example. So you must show the same interest to the student. Okay, uh, enjoy share the same enjoy. And then number three is to create opportunities and resourceful. Provide access to any opportunities or appropriate equipment and advice. Okay, if let's say the faculty need to hire some research assistant or lab instructor, or the university open for any scholarship, try to help your student to uh, tell them you can get this information from blah 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 to submit your application, stuff and so on, and be concerned about their future career. If they are good for good student, you can always recommend them to the faculty to appoint them as as contract staff or as postdoc and so on. Provide them with some helpful info on research community, students committee, research group, and promote them for an interview if they are excellent. All right. The next one is on personal qualities. Okay, we should be friendly, caring, mother-sister bond. Okay, to the student, and be an informal cheerleader. Okay, only say the right thing at the right time. Sometimes if they come to us with some long face, they have matters, issues with the family, with their spouse. So we should say a good thing that time. Okay, do not scold them about their work, about their progress, and so on. Show some appreciation for what they did, like they got paper published just now, as I mentioned, and able to motivate them if their result is not producing a good result. So encourage them if they got their paper rejected. Tell them that we also face the same thing when we did PhD. Rejection is normal. Okay, everyone got their paper rejected, and also we need to have professional qualities. We need to be punctual in our meeting. Do not expect the student to be punctual. We also need to be punctual. Okay, don't let the student wait outside our room for half an hour. Okay, and try to stick to the schedule. Okay, if we have meeting with them at 10, be ready. Okay, and always allow students to make decision with some useful advice. Do not be too strict. Allow some flexibilities and be consistent in your decision. Okay, academic knowledge, we as a supervisor should have a broad understanding of the research, and we need also some experience. Be intelligent and smart. It's like the research topic page just now. If the student, if the proposal is not within our expert area, do not take the student. Okay. And lastly, a good qualities of a supervisor, good attribute is to supervise. Okay, don't just take credit. We need to do all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supervise. If you do all this, then meaning that we are supervising the student. Do not just take the credit. Why I say this, because it happened. There are supervisors who cannot be reached. If the student send a message, they not reply. The student ask for meeting, they are busy. I know that most of us are busy. We have many KPIs, right? But still, once we agree to take the student, we should be available at the very important stage of their research. Okay, next is on the standard and requirement or rules by the university. For example, things like registration fees, proposal defense, progress report, mock viva, publication. Not just the need to alert and aware about all this, but we as a supervisor should also know about this. When is the deadline? Okay, of course, that is their role, their roles and responsible to know about the deadline. But sometimes when the student forgot, we also forgot, then it will lead to any some other difficulties, to appeal and so on. Right? And assist the student in being aware about program requirements, deadlines, source of funding, and so on. And tell them you need to know when the student should go for mock viva or pre-viva. Are they ready or not? So you need to identify. Don't let the student wait. They want to go for pre-viva, but you don't allow them. But they are ready actually. Because you are busy, you cannot check the TC, so they have to wait. Okay. And pick a good examiner. This is also important. Pick a good examiner for your student, for their viva. Okay, this is the case. Normally, some of us as a supervisor, we tend or we like to pick examiner from our friends, okay, among our friends, okay. It's okay to pick examiners from our friends, but make sure they are knowledgeable in that area, okay. Some they tend to pick friends, but not actually, not genuinely expert in that area. Purposely, they want the student to get past easily. Okay, this is not, to me, in terms of scholar, it's not like scholarly in terms of etika, not scholarly ethics lah. If you pick friends who is not genuinely in that area, okay. Why we need to pick someone who is genuinely expert in that area? Because with that, the panels can give good and constructive comments for our student, okay, so that the student can improve the quality of the thesis. And at the end, we're going to have a copy of their thesis. And that good quality of thesis we can show to our next student. Okay, this is one of the good thesis where I want you to read this. It can help you in many things. Okay, how to collect data, how to write result, and so on. So will we be satisfied? Okay, if our student can easily pass because of the panel, not really in that area, will you satisfy? Okay, I don't think we will feel satisfied with that. Okay, getting good comments from the right panel is very important. Okay, so please remember this. Now on the students publication. Students publication, we need to plan for students publication, whether they need to write SLR or not, or write papers with results, or whether they need to submit to a conference or to journals or any publication requirements by the faculty. All right. Remember, student is not like a factory to write a paper. Make sure thesis is the most priority. Okay. And again, one more thing, student need to always be number one, the first author in the paper. Supervisor can be the corresponding author, but student should be the first author in the list. All right. And what else? Okay. And as a supervisor, we should also need to be familiar with important terms like clarivate analytics, okay, like web of science, scopus. So what are the difference between these clarivate analytics? What is WAS? What is scopus? So we should be familiar and can also explain this to our students to help them understand more about application and so on. Next is okay, we almost finished on the meetings of mind. Meeting activities. All right, meeting frequency. Make sure we establish and like a regular meeting with our student. Normally for new student, it's good if we can start meeting like every 2 weeks or at least once in a month. Okay, because they are in the early stage where they need to find research gaps and so on. Okay, and meetings is also a good opportunity for we as a supervisor to give feedback, advice, and we have to make the most of it in every time we have meeting with them. Okay, meet regularly if possible. I know that we are so busy, and make sure we are ready every time in the meeting. Carefully, we need to check any forwarded source or forwarded materials by the student. For example, our meeting is tomorrow. Please confirm and check whether the student have sent anything before, so that we can get ready ahead. Let's say they send a paper for us to check or results for us to evaluate. So make sure when they come to us, we can give advice based on what they have sent earlier. All right, and different supervisor also have different principles. Some of supervisor they don't want the student to contact them after office hour. Some supervisors are very flexible. They are okay to have meetings after office hours. So it depends. Okay, it depends. And what else? Student, yeah, be on time and no interruption. Don't let the student wait for us, as same we don't like to wait for the student. And when the student in the meeting with us in the office, do not let, for example, checking the WhatsApp or answering phone calls. Answering phone calls sometimes, did my PhD, my supervisor, when I was in the meeting, the phone rang. His phone rang. He asked my permission. Can I pick up the call? I was quite surprised. He asked my permission because he said, "This is my time with you. This is your time actually, because this is our meeting that we have agreed to meet. So this is your time. I cannot pick the call unless you allow me." That's what he said to me. Okay, so same to me right now. If I have meeting, if anyone call me, I will not. I will try to pick up instead discuss later. Or sometimes our friend or colleague like to knock the door to discuss about subject, discuss about meetings, and the student, keep waiting. Keep waiting for us to finish the discussion. So don't let that happen. Okay, if you want to discuss anything with your colleague after meeting with the student, all right, and be specific as possible in our recommendations. Okay, make sure the student really understand what we advise before he or she leave the office. If not, he or she will ask again. So the same discussion will keep continue in the next meeting. Make sure you close the discussion properly. Okay, and ask the student to bring results every time in the meeting. Bring something to discuss. Do not just come to you and without taking any notes or without bringing to discuss. Ask the student to up to you something so that you can give your feedback. The next thing with this, you can show me what you will discuss in the meeting. And next is on the common criticism. Common criticism for supervisor. This is what students always critiques, okay, about their supervisor, about the supervisor being too busy, always absent, always going there and here for meetings, cannot meet me, too few meetings, 3 months one meeting only. Okay, meetings are frequently interrupted, no interest in my topic. Okay, too little practical help given. My supervisor is too strict, controlling too much, too little direction, late feedback. Okay, failure to return work promptly, and my supervisor is forgetful. Okay, that is a student's complaint mostly. And remember, every time we set meeting with students, sometimes the student they sleep late that night just to prepare what to discuss with us in the morning. And suddenly when they come to our office, we cancel the meeting. Imagine how they feel. Sometimes they don't sleep that night. Actually, new students, they feel very nervous to meet us, okay? Sometimes you can see their hand shaking, especially in the first few meetings, their hand shaking, they are nervous, they prepare things to discuss, and then we cancel the meeting. Imagine that. So do not let that happen. And sometimes we also need to allow for them to choose, freedom to choose. And again, remember, some students, they pay extra fees just because we supervisor for example, fail to sign the form. For example, we failed or we signed the form late and it's overdue and making them fail to submit before the deadline, which make them to pay extra fees for the next semester. Okay, this happen. So don't let this happen because remember, some students they are struggling with money. Sometimes they eat less. Okay, just to save money for the tuition fees. Right. So not all students got scholarship. Okay, not all students got allowance. Okay, some of them come from very poor families, and uh, as we know also, sometimes we need few endorsement or approval for thesis. Sometimes it takes time, so try to expedite the process. Okay, we can also as a supervisor, sometimes we can also do follow up. When students do follow up, sometimes the counter service, I have to say this, in some office, counter service is very poor. They treat the student differently than how they treat staff. Sometimes in emergency case, it's good if the supervisor can make follow up, okay, for the student. Sometimes we can call the bursary, we can call the CGS, the staff in charge. Okay, we can call the research management office. We can call the person in charge. All right. Supervisor give wrong info. Yeah, this will cause a delay to the student. Okay. Therefore, we as supervisor, from time to time, we also need to measure. Okay, need to measure our performance, not just the student. We also need to measure. All right. Next is how to manage student difficulties. Sorry, it's almost 1 hour already. Dr. Ashraf, can I continue with a few more slides?
Yes, Prof, please.
Okay. how to manage student difficulties. You see here, this is what a student imagine. Their plan is smooth like this, but the actual study, the actual journey of their PhD or master is actually like this. Okay, they don't know. It's actually like this. It's not everyone got smooth sailing. So how to manage their difficulties? Okay, normally first year student they come like this, smart and happy, very enthusiastic, very passionate. So it's our role also to make sure they until their final year still the same person. Okay, smiling with passion, also depends on their attitude as well. So it's not all our roles. The student as well need to have the same passion. Okay. Problem or difficulties with communication and procedures, like procedures sometimes change. Okay, when the dean change, uh, when the NC change, sometimes procedures also change. So procedure become not clear and students don't understand. So we need to help them in the communication or procedures and communicating with the administrative staff. Like I said, sometimes can be helpful also to the student because they can get a poor treatment sometimes, compared to us. All right, and then cultural shock. Cultural shock, especially not just the international student, local students also cultural shock. Okay, from bachelor degree to do master degree, it's different ecosystem in their study, and especially to international students. Remember, international students they come from different country, different background, even they eat different thing, the way they dress different thing, everything is different. So of course, when they come here, they have to adapt to many things, adapt to different culture, different menu, different food. Okay, think differently, speak different tones. Okay, and adapt different weather, and not just that, they have to like what yeah, they have to adapt to many things, so we need to understand this. So in terms of adaptation, international student and local student, as we need to identify that you cannot expect them to adapt quickly, especially in their first semester. All right. um, and some students when they come, international student when they come with family, we also need to know whether the kids going to school or not. Like my student last time, I asked how's your kids at school, can they sometimes the student, the kids being bullied. So yeah, you need to also understand, and things like that you can also suggest to the international office how to improve the procedures, for international students. Terms of time, difficulty with time. Sometimes students they have, students also have deadline like us. We have deadline to submit our marks, to submit our PNP file, to submit our many things, documentation. And remember, students also have their deadline. Okay, they have their deadline. If they are sponsored student, they have deadline only 3 years sponsorship. Or if they work already, they have deadline. They have like 2 years only study leave. Okay, if they are international student, they have deadline of their visa and so on. Every time they renew visa, they need to pay more. So remember, students have deadline same as us. We have deadline as well. So we need to respect their deadline as well. And financial, some of them they reveal to us. Okay, but some they just keep to themselves. So please provide information about financial aid, that university offer, like the zakat maybe, or a free food program, or any aid from the student affairs office. Okay, not all students they know this. Okay, even though the faculty have briefed them, sometimes the student they forget. We can also provide them with all this information. Problem or difficulty with spouse and family, for example, loss of family in the middle of the study, uh, things like that. You need to be aware why the student performance sometimes degrading in the middle of the study. And then on the whole, and health issues as well, cannot treat all students same, different capabilities, different students, different capabilities. The weak one we need to help more, of course, and in fact, you know, their certificates, let's say they do PhD, their certificates come from different backgrounds. Some of them do master by research, master by short course, master by research. Sometimes it's a fast track student. Right, you know? So again, it is important not to treat all students in way. Now, challenge to the supervisor, critical thinking. We need to get the student to think critically. We need to guide them in formulating all the conceptual framework and so on. Sometimes students in the year two still they cannot adjust or modify. They can adjust or come up with a good or solid research objective and so on. So this is a challenge to the supervisor. Due to all this. And adversarial student mean like student yang like student degil, we have they choose not to follow our advice. We, for example, we spend time a lot to read one chapter. For example, we spend a few days to read the chapter line by line, paragraph by paragraph, give all comments, and then when they return their second version, they just address only a little comments. They skip, I don't know, purposely or not on purpose, but they didn't address all the comments. So it's also a challenge for us. Okay, and then they fail to meet deadline, or maybe another challenge is responsibility. I mean, responsibility here, what I mean is our responsibility as a supervisor to whatever results they get. For example, their defense, their Viva defense, especially their Viva results. If the student got major correction or thesis resubmission or revival, is actually the results also, uh, we also need to take responsibility from the decision of the Viva, because we are the one who they meet and discuss for all these 3 or 4 years. Okay, this is also challenge to us. Language writing is not easy, but now with the help of AI tools, it become much easier, not to the student but also to the supervisor. But again, advise your student not to excessively use AI tools. Okay, because now there are many tools also to check how many percent they use AI in their writing. All right. And what else? Yeah, like it or not, when they submit the thesis, we still need to review. We still need to give comments. Okay, line by line, we have to check. And then lastly, okay, and not lastly, uh, okay, this is actually what the student. Okay, there are many things when they embark in their PhD journey or master journey. These are the things that the student commit in their research. Okay, in terms of formulating their idea, socializing with different social group, in terms of setting up the strategy to know when to do, why do this, and so on. How to do analysis on their results, how to secure the data, their results, how to stop, when to start, when to present, okay, how to study, how to network, how to explore, how to success, and so many of all these, all is bounded in one research boundary. Okay, so it's our role as a supervisor, and it's our role to to educate, remember, to coach, to counsel, and to direct them from the first day they register until the day they get the SNET later. Okay, it's our responsibility as well. So managing our day-to-day work-life balance and being productive, as we know, we are academicians. We have many tasks, we have many KPIs, we have many meetings. We cannot provide because and we can also we can what we can deliver our best nominated to be parents, supervising. So, in conclusion, everyone works differently. We as supervisor, we have different style of supervising students. Same with students, they have different capability. And the research students, they also have targets and deadlines, okay, in their life, in their study, whatever that. Don't hold them too long. If they have submit thesis, take time to review the thesis. And for the supervisor, it is important to understand that to understand what the student is going through. It is vital for supervisor to adapt to various situations. And every supervision, remember, is a unique relationship. And as a supervisor, it is important to recognize the dynamic that present. Okay, we need to recognize, this unique, relationship between us and student A, student B, student C, student C, and so on. So let's graduate them. Okay, let's graduate them. Try to make them graduate within like 3 to 4 years for PhD, GOT. And again, as a recap, the role of a supervisor is a key person in the student graduate degree program and should be available at every stage of their PhD phases, important phases. And we have to make sure that the students' work, okay, their research work meets the standards, of the university and the academic discipline. Help the student to grad, if possible, in time, and be helpful to help them the best we can in every way we can. Okay, and with that, they will bring more students to us, inshallah. So that's all. Sorry, I think I take extra like 13 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Rozaida, to share this informative talk. So now we have opened the question and answer. If anyone has any question, please ask, or you just can send your question in the chat box. Any question, please?
I also have my email there. If later you want to email for any further information or details, I can also respond to your email.
Okay, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Any question, please?
Yeah, I have one question, please, Prof. Salam alaikum in the beginning.
Alaikum
So,
salam.
so how can we differentiate between the objective for master and objective for PhD? Because some people there, I confuse sometimes. So how can I put this topic for PhD and this topic for master?
Wait. Ah, for master, normally they just need a little contribution, maybe one small contribution. If they do master by research, okay, I'm assuming master by research. Master by research, you just it's like a breadth study. Meanwhile, PhD is a depth study. So for the objective, I'm not sure about UMS practice, but I believe they're almost similar to all universities. For master, normally we just inquire the student only need to have one small contribution. Contribution means that he or she needs to extend or enhance or modify the techniques, techniques or algorithm or model or framework or architecture. One small modification or enhancement is enough for PhD. So in that objective still like three. For example, objective number one to propose something, to modify something, to hybrid something. For PhD, maybe objective can be 3 to 4. For master, at least two. Okay, this is practice in UTHM, at least two contribution. Three is more safer, secure. Okay, 2 to 3 contribution, meaning that 2 to 3 enhancements or modification or extensions to the existing algorithm, techniques, model, framework, architecture, you know, and so on. So mainly that is the what the obvious difference between master and PhD objective. And maybe also on data, of course, for PhD you need to use more data. Okay, for master, of course, smaller, like maybe 2 or 3 data. For PhD, maybe 5 to 6 data sets. And did I answer you?
Okay, Doctor, thank you so much. Yes. Means the master, we are not required to provide something new like this.
They need. Master by itself, you need to have a novelty contribution, meaning that to extend or enhance something, just a little bit. Okay, you cannot use the tool, the technique, or the model as it is. Even for master, you must enhance it.
Okay.
For
Thank you.
master by course or mixed mode, perhaps you can use the model as it is. But for research, master by research, you need to enhance it in a smaller scope compared to PhD. PhD need at least 2 to 3 contribution.
Thank you so much.
Okay, any other question? Any other question, please? Okay, Prof.
Yeah.
Please, can you show us how is a better way to attract like postgraduate student? I believe that there are different way, but most of the better way to attract the PhD students or master student.
Okay, I think number one is having grant. Having research grant is the best reason why students want to do with us. I think most of you also always receive email, right, from potential students. I always receive email from students. They give CV, they want to do, they say they are good in this and that, they are very committed to study under us, but at last, at the end of the email, they say, do you have any grants, so they always ask for research grant. If we have research grant, though, it will be a value add, to can easily get student. Okay, first is grant. Second is our profile. Research profile is also important. As I said, the faculty's website, I think UMS has it already, but maybe need to always update the CV in the faculty's website, because when students, they look for where to study, they will go to the faculty website, they will look for potential supervisor, they want to see the discipline, the expertise that the supervisors has. All right, and maybe you can also have a topics, 5 topics. These are the topics that I offer for you. So the student, they say, oh, it's easy, I got the topics already. Okay, even though let's say you don't have research grant, but you can suggest topics in the website or in your website, in the faculty's website. These are the topics if you want to do under me. So it become, shortcut for them to know the direction already. Promotion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Promotion, yeah. And,
Okay.
and Dr. Ashraf, as I said, words of mouth is very important. Yeah, once you get your first student, you take care of him, the first baby will bring more babies to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Any question, please? Any other question, please? No question?
It's okay.
No
You
problem.
if you don't have question now, you can, in case if you need to ask anything, you can email me.
Okay, thank you, bro.
All right.
So as we draw our discussion, if no question, so our discussion to close, I would like to express my warm gratitude to Prof. Rozaida for sharing her invaluable insights and experience with us today. Of course, her contribution have truly enriched our understanding of postgraduate supervision. On behalf of the FKI administrative and members, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Prof. Rozaida for her informative talk. Our esteemed attendees as well, thank you for your active participation. So now please open your camera to take us a session photo. So Prof, can you stop the sharing?
Oh, okay.
Already, huh? 1, 2, 3. Once more, freestyle. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.